Hello friends, I am Major Chopra, Director of the Cavalier. Today we have two of our friends here, Tirthankar and Samanvay. They have just cleared their SSB. Tirthankar went for the second time for his SSB, first time he was not recommended. And of course Samanvay has cleared it the very first go. Congratulations both of you.
Thank you, sir.
Right, how are you guys feeling? Good?
Feeling great.
Right, okay. Right. So both of you, I wanted to share your experience with the viewers here as to, how did you prepare yourself? And when you went there, how did you feel about it? And what was the overall, benefit that you had vis-a-vis the candidates who had not prepared themselves? And with you as to what is the difference that you found in yourself after, having not cleared the first one, and how is it that it was made possible that you cleared it in the second one? Right? So to begin with, Tirthankar, what is your experience? When you did not clear and you came here, how were you feeling, and then how it changed for you?
That time I was feeling that I couldn't make it and that I lacked something. But after coming here, I realized that it's our approach which can be refined. I really polished myself in throughout my SSB preparation, and after that I explored about myself. I started exploring about how we observe things surrounding us,
Okay.
and about ourselves.
So did this 2 weeks really make a difference to you?
Yes, it made a lot of difference. I too started answering with the preciseness of my answer increases to the exact point.
So probably you got to know yourself a little better while you were here.
Better than what I know about myself. I explored in me.
So you probably discovered yourself.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Samanvay, how did you feel about it?
So prior to coming to the Cavalier Academy, I was not very well versed with even the whole process of SSB.
Right.
So coming here for 14 days, getting aware of the whole process and how to approach it how to approach every exercise with the specificness and how to approach it with the format that has been told here. Right? You can write stories in any way that you want, but if you stick to the format, if you stick to how proper stories are written for SSB, then your chances of success are much higher. I have seen it with my fellow candidates who were over there. Multiple of them were screened out because of the stories that they had written. And so I think that the Cavalier did provide me a way to express my thoughts and also a way to reach to those thoughts. It provided me, जिसे कहते हैं ना, जरिया दिया, एक सोचने का जरिया.
Okay, that's good.
उन ideas पे कैसे पहुंचा जाए. The ideas that I had conveyed in various of my tasks, even in the GTO and interview, the Cavalier Academy and the teachers over here guided me on how to reach those ideas and how to get about the hurdles that I face myself in various stages of my preparation.
Now, after your first SSB, you were a little anxious when you came here. How did it help you coming here that you came over your anxiety?
So first, believing on ourselves, having the confidence that I can do it. I have all the qualities. It's just the preparation is required for that, and for the psych. Basically, we need to practice. Start making, as you suggested, start making a story. Any picture you see on the road when you go from the Cavalier coaching to your home, on the way, the story you think and the scenes you think, start making stories on it. So I used to practice that, and that explored. And the way the psych teacher said, the format, first start with the name, then the age, and then the profession of it, and make stories on your profession, your life experiences. That part was the best because we know best about it and we can write many things on it. So we can organize events well as we ourselves have organized it. I too, in my actual SSB also, I organized sports event, a marathon in which I actually participated, and also other event like conference in which I had in my school. I was vice captain, so I too included that things in my story based on my PIQ.
Right. So generally, students are psyched about psychology.
Yes, sir.
How did the psychologist here psych you out of the problem?
So the psychologist, firstly, he was very focused on building our character as a whole rather than making us fit for writing just stories and WAT and everything.
Right.
So he was very focused on building our character, and once you embody the qualities that he tries to put into you, that is when your stories take real boost. That is when since you have embodied that character, now you can express it in your stories, and now they make more sense and now they have more weight as compared to what you have written earlier.
Did he ever tell you to manufacture stories out of the blue and do something like J.K. Rowling or something?
It was based on very practical, realistic experiences.
Which probably you've done it all.
Yes, sir.
Right? So that makes a lot of difference.
Yes.
And so like in the screening test, when you were doing your PPDT, what was your state of preparation, or what was your state otherwise mentally when you sat down there? for writing the story and the things. And while you were here, you had a number of practices. What difference did you find in yourself from one practice to the second to the third and so on?
So with the number of practices, the confidence increases, and when I sat there, I just felt that I have prepared on it, and I'm an officer. I'll give it best.
कितनी गाली पड़ी थी यहाँ पर?
Yes, sir.
हाँ पड़ी थी?
Yes, sir.
हाँ okay, right. So they had.
Yes, sir.
तो गाली वाली निकाल देनी चाहिए. अच्छा ठीक है. So you were comfortable.
Yes.
So how was your narration in that? I mean, how confident were you in the narration?
This time I was very confident. I followed what my teacher suggested here, that you have to see in everyone's eyes, and that eye contact to everyone. All the 10 of us were there for PPDT. I made eye contact with all and narrated with normal speed and with fluency maintained.
So same happened with you.
Yes, sir.
Now, see, I generally keep telling you that your GD, you should be prepared for the GD before the GD actually starts. Were you able to do that in the actual practice there?
Yes, sir. The topics were very similar to what we had done here. In fact, one of the topics was actually repeated same to same. All the three leads were similar and all the topics.
So you're very lucky that they were all
Yes, very lucky. Apart from that, I think it is based on how you express yourself in the GD and how you carry the group for the discussion. And then it is just about your knowledge and your power of expression.
Right. So that you were pretty with the GTO, starting with GD, you started on the right foot, not
Yes.
on the right way. First step was good step.
Yes, sir.
Right? And we're not going to the sequence, but then how comfortable were you with the lecturate that you took there? And why was that comfort there in you when you took the actual lecturate?
Because of practice we have done prior to it, we were confident. And I prepared on international topics, but there I didn't got any such so.
Okay.
So my topic was open schooling. So I did on the spot, but I was confident that I can speak well, I can stand stiff, normal as I was advised by you. I was confident that I have prepared on it and I'll give best. And I did exact 3 minutes.
So 3 minutes of preparation time hota hai. What was the key factor that helped you in that 3 minutes preparation time? Yeah.
So the key factor that helped me was the organization of thoughts and how to organize it. You see the topic, you see the 4 topics, you choose one firstly. You have to choose one of them as quickly as possible. And then you have to, you get various ideas on what to speak about it. Then the most important thing is how you organize it. The structure, the flow that you follow.
So you were able to organize it.
Yes, sir. The 3 minutes I spent only organizing all of my thoughts, what to speak after what, and what all to speak, what all not to speak, because there is a time constraint given to you.
Right.
You cannot speak endlessly.
Right.
Since there is a time constraint given to you, you have to filter out the topics that you want to speak, and then you have to organize it. So in all the 3 minutes that are given to me, I had done all of this, and then I just presented.
So you were not scattered around. You were really you really knew how to handle
Yes.
it. Right from the first SSB that you went, when you took the lecture at that time,
Yes.
you had those 3 minutes. What was your state of mind then, and the second time that you went? What is the difference in the state of mind in those 3 minutes?
At my first attempt, I wasted half of the time in deciding which topic to say.
Okay.
But this time, I just first decided, first 10 seconds, I was clear that I am going with this topic. And then I started organizing my thoughts. And that helped me. Ideas comes to our mind, but we have to organize.
So, what would you advise to people? That is it really necessary to organize your talk or just randomly say it?
It's very necessary to organize our talks because everyone has ideas. We are expressing our quality of organizing. So that thing covers in lecture.
So in the group of 10 that you had there in the actual SSB, how many boys did you think they were really organized in the lecture?
Out of 10, I feel 6 of them organized well.
So for me, it was only 3 people that
Because you're a fresher, so
Yes, sir. Mine was a group of 8. So in the fresher group, there were only 3 people who were able to organize it and present it very well. Apart from that, like I can give an example, there was one guy who was given the topic of clean Ganga drive. So he started with the cleaning process and then went to the idea that Ganga is not very clean.
Right.
Which is to be
So
the other way around.
it was not organized in the right
Yes,
sense.
that was one thing.
So GPs आपने यहाँ पर काफी practice
Yes.
करी थी. You had a lot of practice. Where did you think that this guidance that was given to you here, that you had an edge over others in 1, 2, 3 things, which the others could not do?
So it was mostly about the practicality and how you approach. Because many students, they were not very practical in their approach. They were stuck to the theory. Like if there is an injured man, you have to take him to the hospital in the first priority. This is what they were just stuck at. They were not thinking beyond it. They were not thinking that something which is.
They were scripted, totally scripted.
Totally scripted.
Yes, sir.
And you felt that you were not totally scripted.
Yes.
Right, and that helped you. Any other edge that you think you had over others?
So like we are in my GP, we had a flow of river. So I included that flow of direction to minimize our time. But the others were that that the flow of river is very slow. We could be able to cover it by motorcycle, which was covering long path, but they thought that taking the speed to maximum days. So we
that
could
means
practical.
working out of the time.
The time and distance, time and distance.
Did not do that.
Yes, they did not do that.
And you were pretty comfortable with
Yes.
that, right? So that kind of did it for you. Now let's outdoors. There are a number of things that you've got to do there, right? चाहे वो PGT थी, चाहे HGT, FGT, चाहे command task, wherever. Were you able to really get ideas, or it was all by fluke? And if you were able to get ideas, why did you think you were able to get ideas?
So because we were thinking practically about it, so that thing, the practical approach, we were focusing on the white portion, as you said, that focus on the white part. It's itself, the structure itself is giving the solution how to proceed. That.
So those 2-3 things that we guide you here,
Yes.
how did it practically help you, or I mean, like, how
So
was
it
it?
did help us firstly because practice is important for PGT also. So given that we had practiced multiple structures over here, either in here as well as in the Dwarka that we went on Sundays, that also we practiced over there. So practice is important for us because some structures are similar to what we had practiced here. Apart from that, it is more about the practical approach. You just have to put the plank in there and start thinking. Once you put the plank there, you start getting ideas on your own. If you organize it well, and if you talk to the group well, if you coordinate with the group well, the group will give you ideas and you will get ideas, and then the whole group will ultimately reach the end task.
So I mean, like, what is the one thing that you'd like to tell people कि जब task सामने आती है, what is the most important thing to do?
Just start with it. Just start thinking. Don't just stand there. Start doing. Start thinking.
Don't
and once
freeze.
Don't freeze. Once
Right.
you start doing, you will get
And
ideas.
also remember how the last person will be out.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
that's correct. So you practice command tasks. You practice more than one actually speaking,
Yes, sir.
right? So how comfortable were you in your command tasks with the practice that you did? And when you did it first time here, and when you actually did, what is the difference that you found in yourself?
So that time we were in a formal. The GT also had some informal talks, but
Yes.
that was we answered in a formal way only.
Right.
And the way we narrate first, when the two helpers come, when we talk with them. So that part, because we already did that, we know it's a procedure to be followed.
Right.
We did that, and then we started formally. Just know this. We please follow this, and we'll be following all the rules. The narration that we give.
Where do you think what made the difference in your command task? जो तुमने जब पहली बार यहाँ try किया, and then when you actually did there, what is the difference that you found in yourself?
The first time when I was made the commander, I said, okay, I am the commander now. I have the lead over all of these, the two people who have come to support me. But they are just there to support you. They are your subordinates rather than your junior officers. So they're not here to take orders, but they're here for you to help you, just to help you
Right.
with the bali and the patta. So that way the approach is much more group oriented and a leader oriented approach. That was one thing. Apart from that, getting ideas. In my first command task over here, I was not able to think of anything at all. But then, as you told, as the other GTO told, that it is important to focus on the white portion and it is important to focus on what is given to you. If the GTO is ruling out something, saying it is blue now, then you have to focus on what remains white. You have to focus on that so that you can proceed ahead. You don't have to freeze. And in fact, our GTO also allowed us to take ideas from my subordinates.
Okay.
But their ideas did not really work. That's a different thing. But he allowed us to take ideas from my subordinates. And overall, sir, I think that it is, you get more ideas once you practice. And once you start doing it, then you get ideas and you are able to.
So you were not really confused when the command task happened?
Yes.
Why do you think you were not confused?
Because we have already practiced number of structures.
और कितनी बारी changes यहाँ पर हुए थे, उधर कितने changes हुए थे?
So here there were 3-4 changes and there was one change.
So in mine was a different command task. It was not a PGT command task. It was we had to go inside, retrieve a bomb, and then we had to come back out.
Right.
So for mine, it was not the variations were not very huge. The GTO just told us that do this task first, then do this one, and now do the third one also. Although it was not compulsory for us to do, but he said okay, do the third one also. So I did the third one as well.
So now you both had your interviews,
Yes.
and you were interviewed here also.
Yes.
What really mattered? I mean, what did you learn here while the interview happened here and the lectures that happened here, which really helped you in the interview at that stage?
I feel that we have to be specific about our answers and giving logical answers to the point it's asked. What the question is demanding, stick to that point and expressing it with logics and good examples, because the interviewer asked for example, give an example of such event. So we ourselves first wrote the CIQR answers, then we refined our answers. So that way that helped.
So again, I would like to say the same thing as him. The interview here, the teacher, JT sir, so he was very, he told us the whole thing that would be asked, and it was very similar to what he told us. This whole CIQ thing, the CIQ 1, CIQ 2, it was exactly the same that he told us. And then even in the class, we discussed our answers with him, and he said, okay, you can make so and so correction. And during the interview also, after the interview, he told me that you can do so and so correction in your CIQs, which would refine your answers further. And then he told us to practice at least 10 times before you go for the actual interview, and that is what I think really uplifted.
So you had a kind of a dry rehearsal
Yes,
also going. Did you at any stage in the actual interview there feel really cornered? कि मैं कहाँ फंस गया?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Why do you think that never happened to you?
Because I think I was very specific with my answers. I was not leaving any scope for the interview to counter question me and to get me cornered over something. I was being specific with my answers, and I was telling him more than what was required, so that I did not have to ask again.
It's the same thing I
Get me
followed.
stuck in the same room.
So with your first interview that you took when you were not recommended to this interview, what is the difference that you found in yourself, that first SSB and this SSB?
I was enjoying the whole interview, and when the interviewer said, okay, now the interviewer said, okay, in my answer, I said, it's over. It was hardly 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, so it was not a torture chamber for you.
It was actually 1 hour exact.
Okay. Right. So, so we are very proud of both of you boys, and you've done exceedingly well for yourself. And if you have any further SSBs, don't take it for granted, because I think in your batch, somebody who's already recommended, next time he's not even screen run. So, you have to, don't take anything for granted. Keep working, for whatever SSBs you have, and never miss any SSB. You must go for all the SSBs. And of course, I'm sure you would fall in the merit, and we'll pretty soon see you with the kind of uniform that you're looking at.
Yes.
Right? So God bless you with it. Have a great time, have a great future, both of you. And we're very, very proud of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Right.